Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome to part 2 of my ceramic DIY coasters. And today's subject will be Disney villains. So I have Cruella here. I have Maleficent here. I love this one. This one's my favorite one. And then now I have the Evil Queen and I have Ursula. So in my first video, I did the Disney princesses. I did Aurora, Belle, Cinderella, and Ariel. But today it's all about the villains. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. I will leave the link to the first video and I will also show you the coasters from the first one. But what I'm going to do now is add my Mod Podge to the base like always. And then on top, after I finish sealing or placing the material down onto the tile. So let's get started. Okay, so like always, I like to fold my material under to give it a really nice finish at the bottom underneath it. When I put down my adhesive cork backing, it gives the back of it a really nice finished look. So I like to cut the edges, makes it easier to fold down, and I like to glue it down just underneath it. The rest of it will be covered with the cork backing. It gives it a really nice finish. Okay, so this one, when I cut the fabric out, I couldn't get Cruella, her full name, onto where I wanted it. No matter how I cut it, it would just be, cut in half, part of her name or whatever. So I decided I would just cut her name off the material, out of the material, and trim it up a little bit and lay it somewhere on the coaster near her face, somewhere on the coaster. Um, the other ones you can see Evil Queen, you can see Ursula, but this one, the way that the fabric was spaced out, the wording, the pictures was spaced out, the name, her full name would not have fit on the coaster no matter how I tried to do it. I could get her name on there, but then her face would be halfway off. So I decided that I would just cut her name off and then just, lay it down somewhere on the coaster. And it worked out. It really did. So I'm glad I did that. Okay, so this step, I like to put Mod Podge on top of the fabric. I let it dry and then add a second coat. And what that does is very important that you do this too, because what it does is protects the fabric from the resin. If I was to just put the resin directly on the fabric, it would bleed through the fabric and it would leave a disgusting stain in your fabric, and nobody wants that. So, yeah, the Mod Podge, it dries clear and it gives it a really nice protective barrier and it will protect your image, your fabric, from the resin. So that's why it's important to put this on. Put it on one coat and let it dry and then put a second coat on. I do that with all my coasters when I use fabric, stock paper, or even stickers. Okay, so it's been about a half an hour or so and they are dry. I did coat it with 2 layers of Mod Podge. It has a really nice light semi-gloss finish to it, but it has a nice hard protective barrier now. So my fabric is now ready for the resin. It looks really, really good. So now if you see, I have these little pointy edges. That's the fabric that's nice and hard. I'm just going to take my scissors and cut them off, and it'll snap right off, no problems. They won't open, it won't expose the tile underneath. It's just an easy clip and it's ready for the resin. All right, so it's ready for the resin. It's nice and protected with the Mod Podge. But before I put the resin on, I want to show you the Princess coasters. Here's Belle and Aurora. I love how these turned out. Um, Now, Aurora was the only one where the material had their name on right next to them. So I wish Belle would have had her name and the other ones, but Aurora was the only one. And here's Ariel and Miss Cinderella. I went a little overboard with the glitter a little bit on Cinderella, but you know, it's glitter, so it's all good. I love how these turned out. So now I'm not adding any glitter to this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and start laying down this resin. And what I like to do, I like to use my fingers because I can glide it across the tile and I can feel where it's going and know that I'm missing any spots. And I also like to push it over slightly over around the edges so that I get the side and just underneath. Okay, so I'm just popping some surface bubbles with my torch. I'm gonna let this set sit for about 24 hours or as long as it takes for me to be able to handle them so that I can go ahead and do the next step. Okay, so it's been a day and a half. I let them sit for entire 24 hours, and here we are, a little bit more than 24 hours. And they turned out so good. It's nice and cured, but it still needs several days to cure fully, 100%. Right now, it's cured enough for me to be able to touch the surface and to be able to handle it. But I am so happy with how these turned out. Which one of these four is your favorite? This one right here, Maleficent, is my favorite. I love that one so much. And look at the back. The back is perfect. And this is why I like to fold them over and have the material going over. Because when you put the cork backing on, it gives it a much neat, complete, professional look. I love to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on right quick and then show you the finished product. All right, so we are done. I have my set of evil Disney villains and I have my set of Disney princesses. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Even if it's not even shown here, which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. I will leave a link to the video where I did the princesses, and I will leave a link to my Amazon store so you can get your cork bottoms. And as far as the tile, you can get that from any hardware store. I have some in my Amazon store as well, but they're unglazed. I'll leave a link for that as well. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and by the way, these coasters will be available on my online shop in a few days, so look for that too. I'll leave the link for you. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.